like a waterfall. Thought the stars would never let you down. And you keep on thinking you could save yourself, but that's love, that's just love. You should know some things will hurt, and you'll end up getting burned. I just hope that you will learn. That's just love, that's just love. You will get back up again, even if you don't know when. And it feels like the world is coming down on you. You have to move on, deal with your broken heart. No matter what you think, you'll never ever get enough of love. Every time you feel the walls are closing in, and it seems like nothing makes it better, you should try to remember that's just how it is when it comes to love, comes to love. 'Cause you know sometimes it hurts, and you end up getting burned.
Check, check, check. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Thought I could hear a little bit of echo there. Had the speakers on in the background. Always something, Sammy. Shout out to everybody here. Let's get that music going. No eat, no pay. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All we have is the present moment. This is our time to shine. A little bit of shadow action in here tonight. I'm missing my left, my left key light. But shout out to you all. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. We thank you. Are you waking up feeling good? I worked out this morning. Took my mom to breakfast. We had a beautiful time. It was a great, great morning already. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in on this beautiful, beautiful summer day, June 28th. Beautiful day here in the Northeast. It rained all night. It's been raining a lot, but you know what? You wake up in the morning, it's a little muggy, it's a little nice, but it's the summer, baby. I'm going to have a big sip of the water. Don't have a lemon for the moment, but water is water, baby. Ice cold. Shout out to you all. And drink out of that glass jar, too. Get yourself hydrated. Did you work out this morning? Take care of the little things, and everything else will kind of start to fall into place. Shout out to each and every one of you. God bless you all for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. And let's get it in. People buying Bitcoin like you read about. Litecoin getting fired up. A lot of Ethereum in there. Tether getting bought in. You know, people getting into Tether, kind of minting it, getting it ready, getting it to the exchange. People buying Tether with US dollars. That's what's happening right now. And even Shiba Inu getting some buy up, you know. Ethereum looking lovely. We went over that Ethereum BTC chart. We're going to start looking at that more often. Starting to consolidate a little bit, like it may start to get a bit of a push. A little bit of Doge right there. You see that Doge coin. And some big Cardano buy just came on in there. Some Stellar Lumens getting bought. Some Sandbox. Don't forget about Sand. A little bit of Chainlink. Some GRT. Big Litecoin buys coming in right now. 2 Litecoin buys just getting fired in. And then Bitcoin. These ETFs, a lot of them, the spot ETFs, they have to hold Bitcoin. So they got to buy it. They got to own it. And they got to hold a lot of it. And so when these ETFs get approved, to me, it just can create the idea that they're going to buy a good amount of Bitcoin. So let's break down Bitcoin. How many times can I say Bitcoin in 1 hour? More than Michael Saylor. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Let's take a look at the chat and say hi. I like to interact with the chat. I like to crowd surf, so to speak, and jump on in. Don't pinch my butt while I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you're crowd surfing someone. Yeah, I'm just making a joke. Shout out to Millennium Live, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you for jumping on in. Hope mom's headaches are getting better. Thank you for saying that. God bless you. Good morning, Lifer. Did I research on lemon water and incorporated right away yesterday? Shout out to my man, Brian Esquivel, man. Yes, welcome, brother. Good to see you again. Thank you. Hi, Lifer. Looking fly today. I like the outfit. Thank you. Little Ralph Lauren professor coat. You know what I mean? It's got a really nice inside. Dapper. It is. It's pretty nice. It's dapper in here, man. Gotta love it. My wife bought it for me without saying anything a while back, and I don't wear it enough. It stays in the closet, probably a little dusty. Yeah, look, some dust came right off that thing. I'm choking from the dust over here. But, and I like, it's a different view. Yesterday we were in the light blue. Fair value, baby. Where is it? Where is the fair value for Bitcoin? We got to find that value, baby. Can Lifer Friend help us? We need your guidance. Where is the gap, baby? Where is the gap? But shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you. Jerome Powell speaking right now. Is that what I'm hearing too? At the World Economic Forum or something? What's going on here? Hold on. Team, can you look at this? I'm seeing Jerome Powell is speaking. Not sure where he is speaking. Let's take a look at this. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. So Jerome Powell is live at this summit here. Let's take a look. Let's see what he has to say. Another one of these days.
Monetary tightening.
Trying to see where I can get this feed at.
For ourselves, we haven't had any serious monetary tightening for 3 decades. I was a board member of the BOJ 25 years ago. Then the policy rate was about 20, 30 basis points.
Wow.
Now, minus 10 basis points.
And it doesn't sound like it's changing anytime soon.
So in terms of that, the lag in the effects of monetary policy could be at least 25 years. We'll see what will happen if we get to normalize policy seriously. But we'll have to be very careful here.
Be careful what you wish for, I guess. So, Chair Powell, are you more worried about the lag impacts than they are because they're still hiking rates?
I don't know. I wouldn't want to compare. I would just say again, so what's different this time is actually, though, that markets move substantially in anticipation of moves. So by the time we lifted off in March of 2022, the 2-year had moved from 20 basis points up to 200 basis points. So financial conditions now move in expectation, and the whole modern communication strategy really helps that along. So that is different. What may or may not be different, and we also haven't had this kind of tightening in 3 decades, really. We've had tightening, but this looks more like tightening cycles from the 70s and 80s. So what we see is a picture of literature that has, the older literature says, a year or two for activity and add a year for inflation. There's new literature that says it's much faster than that, and I think we just have to use our, to watch and see what's happening. There are beginning to be, there are reasons to argue that it would be faster this time or slower this time, but I just don't think we know at this stage.
Well, it kind of gets into the question about the markets, and you're saying that it's a transmission mechanism. You're all talking very hawkishly and saying there's more work to be done and we're still worried about inflation. The markets pretty much think you're almost done, all of you guys. Maybe one more hike in July and then done, and then into cuts next year. Is that wrong, President Lagarde?
I look at the data we have. I look at the mandate we have. I look at
the tan she's working on.
Lag, and we've decided for ourselves that we would use 3 criteria. That's what we are focused on. Of course, we are not completely oblivious to what happens in markets, but we have to be guided by what the mandate is, what the data delivers, and what criteria we take into account in order to determine our policy. and to establish our stance going forward. That's the only way to go.
She didn't say anything.
But I guess, you know, there's financial conditions. And
like, don't you question
I don't know,
every-
Governor Baylor, are they working against you? You're trying to fight inflation, and MSCI World is up nicely this year.
Well, by the way, I mean, the market, I don't think thinks we're nearly done at the moment. I mean, they've got a number of further increases priced in for us. My response to that will be, well, we'll see, because we are, as we were saying earlier, we're essentially evidence-driven in that sense. So, yeah, we'll make our decisions based on that. I think you're right to point out, as you said earlier, and I would draw this point out, that there are two parts to this. There's where the peak is and then how long it's sustained beyond that. And I think both of those are relevant. Both of those are things that will, I mean, sorry to state the blunt and the obvious, will emerge with time. But I've always been interested that the market thinks that the peak will be quite short-lived in a world where we're dealing with more persistent inflation.
Right. I mean, they did finally price out the cuts in the U.S. a few weeks ago. Market was primed for cuts. I assume you were pleased to see that that's no longer the case.
So if you go back and look at forecasts from
She's going
participants
hard
on my committee on inflation, you'll see, you know, we've been consistently thinking this is going to take some time. It's going to be a process that will take longer than we would have hoped. And it may well be a bumpy process. But markets have gone back and forth between pricing and what appearing to price in pretty quick declines in inflation to coming back to being more in alignment with the thinking of the committee. And that's where we are right now, is closer to where committee participants are. But as Christine said, you know, we're not focused on what the market's forecast is. We have our forecast, all of us who are on the committee, we work hard to develop an understanding of what's driving inflation and what the path forward for inflation is. We make our best estimates. And that still is that it's going to take some time. It's just going to take some time. Inflation has proven to be more persistent than we expected, not less. And of course, if that day comes when that turns around, that'll be great. But we don't expect that. We don't plan for it.
So is it counterproductive to you that the stock market has rallied, the bond market has rallied? I mean, the market is fighting the Fed. The market thinks you're closer to the end. And I mean, that does make financial conditions easier.
Wasn't that the...
You can't fight the Fed, but they're fighting the Fed. Is that a problem for
I
you?
don't see it that way. I don't look at it that way at all. Honestly, we have different jobs. You know, our job is to bring inflation down to 2% and sustain maximum employment. That's our job. That's what we think about. We look at the data, and that's what we care about. And markets react, different parts of the market react in different ways. It's just not something that is a principal focus of our work.
But it did seem last year like you wanted a weaker stock market. You used the word pain at Jackson Hole. It seemed like you were trying to communicate that financial conditions should tighten, and less so this year. Is that right?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Of course, we work through financial conditions. That's what we do. Our rate and our, you know, all the things we do and say work through financial conditions to affect the real economy. That's how it works. But it's broader financial conditions. So we're not focused on any one market. We're never thinking, oh, let's do this to this market. It's just, in general, let's communicate what we want to do and why we want to do it. And financial conditions adjust. And that's really all we can do. We do not target particular parts of the market, although, of course, we do monitor market conditions.
So you don't care what the stock market's doing?
I look at broader financial conditions. It's one of many, many conditions, along with interest rates, credit spreads, you know, everything, all of the conditions and the availability of credit. It's one of many, many things. Again, we don't focus on any one thing as the key thing.
Governor Ueda, how important is it to you, the markets, as it relates to financial conditions and the mechanism for monetary policy?
You mean the stock market?
Stocks, bonds, currency.
So stock prices have been rising fairly sharply since spring this year. Stock prices theoretically are affected by interest rates and investors' view of the economy. We haven't changed interest rate, so probably investors have become more optimistic about the future of the economy. Of course, we don't want serious financial imbalances in the economy, so we keep monitoring.
How do you think about, President Lagarde, the risks to the economy, especially geopolitical risks? you know, in Europe now we have this, we were all glued last weekend to the news out of Russia and the Wagner rebellion, and we're wondering if now political instability in Russia presents a further geopolitical risk to the global economy.
But I think I look at it, we all look at it, and we are all concerned about geopolitical development by virtue of the profession that we have, because it does have an impact on supply chain, it does have an impact on trade, it does have an impact on the uncertainty, and we can only say that at this point in time, uncertainty is high overall, and a big factor of that uncertainty has to do with the geopolitical difficulties and conflict or quasi-conflicts that abound at the moment. So yes, we are looking at that, but you know, do we have to make a moral judgment on this, that, or the other? This is not the job that we have, but it clearly has an impact on how the economy is going to change and be transformed, and whether it will have an impact that is inflationary or disinflationary, I think is also to be determined. I think there will be various schools of thought along those lines.
Yeah, I wonder how you think about next winter. I mean, Europe got lucky.
We hope it's mild.
What if it's not?
But storage is, what, 69%? Michael, the expert on Isabel's panel, said that 69%, and we are going to hit 95% by the end of the summer. So that should put us in a good position for the winter. But I'll say one thing, which probably we had not factored in sufficiently, and maybe that applies to all of us. It's the resilience of our economies and the resilience of the entrepreneur, the corporates, the way in which we have sort of, in a matter of a few months, reorganized ourselves. You know, just think 1 year back, everybody thought that the German model was dead, that Europe was going to be completely on its knees. Well, these things have not happened, and the resilience has been demonstrated at all levels of society.
I totally agree with Christine on this. That resilience, I mean, you see it when you talk to businesses. I spend a lot of time talking to businesses, and I've spent a lot of time in recent months talking to food-producing businesses to try to understand the sort of, the slower than, frankly, we expected decline in the rate of food inflation. And one of the things that I get quite consistently, and this is where sort of the Ukraine-Russia situation comes through for real, is they say, well, you know, last year we brought forward sort of supplies to a much greater extent than we would normally do because we were not confident we could actually get them. Consequences, we've locked in higher prices for, you know, sometimes they say 6 months to me. And that, of course, is affecting the passage of inflation, particularly through food prices in this case. So these things do have a very direct effect and are continuing to have a very direct effect, actually.
But there's nothing central bankers can do about that, is there?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is understand it. That's a good starting point. Well, we have to then design.
You can always just keep crushing demand, but you can't do anything about
Well, we have
food
to
supply.
design policy. I mean, we have to design policy and take our decisions with the best. We always take policy. We always take policy decisions on a forward-looking basis. So we have to do it with the best information and understanding we can get of these things.
So do you still? So to what extent, I guess, is the war in Ukraine driving supply-side inflation for materials around the world?
Well, following on from what I was just saying, I think the conclusion I draw from that is, and this is what the businesses tell me, is yes, we are going to see actually a fall in the rate of food price inflation, for instance, but it is taking longer than we expected. So that's what we have to factor in and decide how best, in a sense, to respond to that with monetary policy.
It's not just Russia. Governor Ueda also, we're following the tensions that have increased between the U.S. and China, between Europe and China. Do you think that's having a material impact on global growth?
Well, at least there's a tendency to relocate production sites out of, say, China into other Asian economies, including, to some extent, Japan. So in the short run, this is having a small positive effect on the Japanese economy through business fixed investment. But in the longer run, there will be inefficiencies all over the place. So we'll see.
So Japan's a beneficiary of the flight out of China?
To economic,
in one sense and
central
in the
banking
short run.
forum.
But in the long run,
Christine
I'm
Lagarde,
not
Jerome
sure.
Powell.
I mean, Chair Powell, how do you think about, it's obviously a risk and it hurts trade. How do you think about the U.S.-China relationship as it impacts the economy?
That is the way we think about it. Of course, we don't have any role to play in the relationships between the countries, but you know, China's a very large, important economy. It's a big trading partner, mainly consisted of us buying things that are made in China. I don't think, and of course, and the Chinese economy came out of the COVID and looked like it was recovering strongly. Now it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's slowed down, and there's some issues there. From the U.S. standpoint, at the margin, that probably means a little bit less global demand. I wouldn't say it's a first-order consideration for us, though.
How does Chair Powell referenced the disappointing nature of the Chinese economic recovery. How does that play into Europe's recovery or the global growth picture?
Well, first of all, I think we have to be attentive to the emerging market economies at large. At the moment, they are producing about 60% of global growth, some of which is now a bit more focused on domestic development and consumption, and less so on trade. But if you look at the trade volume numbers from China to many other countries, particularly the advanced economies, that
So we got
has
more
not
people watching than
changed
Bloomberg
significantly.
television right now.
So the trade volume is still significant, and you know, I'm not breaking any news here. The Chinese authorities themselves say that they're likely to have a 5% growth this year in 23 rather than the 6% that they had initially forecasted. So that will have an impact, given the size of the Chinese economy, on global growth at large. We have to, you know, when we do our projections, when we look at the economy, we look at the global economy, and then we sort of narrow down and zoom on the European economy and the euro area in particular. But everything that happens in China, in the United States, in the UK, in Japan, in emerging market economies actually matter for us, because we are strongly interrelated and have been trading with each other for a long time. And if anything we've learned from COVID, in addition to the pain and suffering for many, is the fact that we are vastly dependent for the supply of rare earth and various metals that will be critical for the development of the economy of tomorrow if we decide to firmly go towards the green economy that we should be aiming for.
Yeah, as an open economy, one of the things that's just
As an
exactly
open
as Christine
economy,
says in terms of how we do our
one
prices,
thing
one
we
of the
need
things
to
that
look
we
at
spend quite a bit of time on is world export prices. Now, actually, in the recovery from COVID, and of course this was the supply chain shock, we saw quite a big contribution to goods price inflation from world export prices. We're now seeing those prices definitely start to weaken. So that will be another determinant going forward of policy.
As central bankers, do you plan for the worst case scenarios on the geopolitical front? I mean, if China invades Taiwan, then what? What does a central banker do? Is there a contingency for that, Chair Powell?
We use our tools to achieve our legal mandates, if that happens.
Got that Fed speak down. You'll hold a special meeting. No, I mean, it's a volatile world we live in, right? And then
so
there's
we do
impacts.
have, in every FOMC cycle, we look at, our staff works up 6 or 7 or 8 alternative simulations, and they simulate, you know, different things. It's not so much geopolitical events, though. It's more different ways the economy could play out. And we all the participants read those and think about them and talk about them, and they come up in our meetings, we talk about them. So it's very helpful, because you can't get too focused on the modal path in a world where it's just very hard to predict the economy. Even in normal times, it's very hard to predict the economy, let alone times like today.
What sort of simulations do you talk about?
I'm going to leave that to your imagination.
I bet I can think of a few. President Lagarde, Chair Powell did talk about, I mean, one of the things that I don't know that there was a simulation of is we had a few bank failures in the US this year. And I know it forced some of you into action to shore up banking systems. Are we in good shape now? Is the global and European financial system in good shape? Have we healed?
Here, I can only speak
Sure,
to
it's getting
the banks over
getting
which
flattened
we have
right now.
supervision. And those are the euro area, the European banks, but I'm looking at the euro area specifically. We
Do you want to
have
keep watching
been,
this? Or you want me to get into the charts?
Enforcing Basel
2 if you
III
want to
to
keep
the
watching, 1 if you
entire
want the
banking
charts.
sector. The
See how many
capital
1 and 2s we
ratios
get.
are
So
very
2 if you
high,
want to keep watching, 1 if you want to see the
15.2%
charts.
recall. The leverage
I think we got
coverage,
enough out of
the
this, but
liquidity
you tell me.
coverage ratio very high as well. So we
2
have not
want to keep watching, 1 if you wants the
experienced,
charts. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1,
you know,
2,
the
1,
turmoil or the
1,
difficulties
1, a few
in
2s.
Europe.
1,
And
1,
Europe does
a
not
lot of
include
1s.
Switzerland. Thank you very
A
much.
lot of 1s. Look at that.
But we are extremely attentive.
All
we
these ones, I gotta do the right
the
thing.
stress
Look
testing
at that.
constantly.
Few
we
2s,
are
mostly 1s.
I'm very pleased to see that the Basel III agreement has now been reached, as I understand, between Parliament, the Council.
I don't think they're going to say too many things. They are more bullish, right? She was pretty aggressive. I like her as... I just like what
so that
I
we
like
can
the questions
actually
she's asking.
roll out
She's
Basel
like
III,
aggressive. She's acting like a little outlier,
with
like she's
as
trying to
limited
shake it up a
exception as
little bit.
possible. And
That's
we
interesting.
Have to continue doing that job.
You know?
Any lessons that you took, Governor Bailey, from what happened earlier this year?
Well, let me start with a sort of bit of backdrop. I think it's important, drawing on what Christine was saying, I think it's important to, in a sense, reflect the fact that
One thing will hold to
the regulatory changes we made after the global financial crisis have paid off in the sense that we've been through, and we are going through some huge economic shocks. And you know, the banking system, certainly I can speak again as Christine does, I can speak for the UK banking system, is resilient to them and is doing what we want it to do, which is support the economy, not the other way around, to be honest, going back to the crisis. So that's an important starting point. Now, I think there are
different things
lessons
off the
from important issues that we have to reflect on. From
reflect on, of course.
Christine made her subtle reference to Switzerland. You know, well, you know, there's a huge sense of irony in the British, Christine. Look, I mean, there is obviously a question posed by the Credit Suisse.
So posed.
You know,
juxtaposed.
handling, which is,
Handling.
are the resolution plans for the major banks
Bitcoin
that we've
getting
spent the last
volatile.
15 years developing fit for purpose, or are they not fit for purpose? And if they're not fit for purpose, then of course we cannot sit here and say
fit for
all's fine,
purpose.
because clearly we're going to, regrettable though it would be after 15 years of work, we're going to have to sort of, you know, tear them up and start again. Now, I'll give you my view on it. I'm going to say this: I have not yet heard the case made to me which suggests that they are not fit for purpose. I'm going to state that, but I'm not going to leave it there. We have got to have, you know, we've got to have this out and decide whether, you know, it goes one way or the other. My starting point is I remain to be convinced of that assertion, but we can't let it rest there. I think we've all got the question of, you know, how our banking systems handle, you know, a steep rise in interest rates. We do stress tests to test that. We've got capital provisions for, you know.
Yeah, I'm done. Gonna put me to sleep. All right, so we see this bullish consolidation for Bitcoin, right? Up, down, up, came back down. We're likely to come back to the top of the channel. We had a really nice bullish divergence too as well, which is now showing its signs of playing out, right? I was wondering what music we had going on, yeah. So, I mean, there's a swing down on the price action, swing up on the RSI. We did get the bounce from the bottom of the channel, right? If this is a so-called channel, so to speak, has some type of cup and handle vibes, as this could be a cup and that could be a handle, as much as, you know, a little bit of a cup with a handle there. That could break us out for some massive moves all the way back up to about 31,281. All right, that would be a pretty nice move for Bitcoin. To me, it's all about the daily getting above the local resistance areas. You know, today we have resistance, some resistance there. We came across it a few times, but could never stay above it. This is 30,450, 460. Really, we'll just call it 30,500, right? We get above 30,005. We at least can break this resistance moment that, you know, this area that we've been getting resistance from. We can flip that as support. So that's one thing that I'm looking at. That's on my radar for a possible move. Then what I want to just consistently keep looking at is the idea that can we get for the, you know, this next bigger zone. 30,800 needs to be broken. And again, 31,005. Like, we get above 31,005, then it's all good. So for me, if we can break this diagonal trend that we've been kind of hitting right here and get back above it and hold somewhere above 30,800, even 30,750 for starters, this would be a good sign that we're starting to show some more signs to the upside. However, you know, there's a chance that this turns into some type of like kind of a complex head and shoulder type of thing. I mean, you could say shoulder. Sorry, wrong position here. You could say like this is kind of a shoulder, head, right shoulder. You could make another right shoulder, and I still feel some bearish tones. And I see this is a shoulder. This is like a bigger head, and this is a possible right shoulder too. We could make him even maybe another one and drop to the downside. So I'm still, you know, until the bulls can push above certain areas of resistance, I just don't, you know, I don't get it. You know, that's my support. And that's why I do support and resistance a lot, and I stay on. That's so important to me, support and resistance. You know, as many indicators as I use, moving averages, divergences, all the different things in which I encompass inside of the trading style, it really, at the end of the day, I want to see a support and resistance break or come back up or down. Super important that we get back above previous resistances to remain bullish. I mean, and it may sound simple and very mundane, but it is what it is. I mean, so I'm looking for a break above this and these two levels on the daily time frame. The daily really needs to get a candle to close above these two levels. End of the day today would be great. Tomorrow we're getting into Thursday, and then you're getting into lower liquidity. So it just, you really like to use Wednesday's volume to get that move to the upside. So far we did get a push off the bullish divergence on the 15-minute. There's some things looking up there. Let's take a look and see what could happen throughout the day on the 1 hour time frame. Once the 15 minutes settles in and find its way, like for instance, it was low in the stochastics, got to turn up. We got to move to the upside. MACD also looking good with the MACD cross. So like it was all there. You had a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. And then you had a bullish divergence at the end of the falling wedge. I mean, that's what I look for. That's like a known signal for me personally for a trade is bullish divergence at the end of a falling wedge. We get the move. KuCoin is starting KYC. Yep, it's happening. Our baby, man, our baby. But MEXC is still golden right now. So we got MEXC. You can also still use KYC. I don't know why everyone's so freaked out by KYC. I get it. At the end of the day, though, to me, I want to put all my trades and give them to my account anyway. So I don't really, to me, I'm not trying to hide any of my trades. So I don't really care. You know what I mean? I get it about the privacy, and there should be more privacy and all that, and how our identities are used. Should be more Web3, and we connect through Web3. I like that a lot better. But, you know, wow, look at this nice short squeeze here for Bitcoin, 30,460, starting to get that nice pump. I mean, again, it was a bullish divergence in the 15-minute. I was more bearish this morning, saying, you know, we couldn't seem to get above the zone. I was going to watch each time frame and see what happens. I wanted to see if we can get back above this level for a long, or if we broke down here for a short. I figured this area was kind of waiting for confirmation, so I didn't really feel the need to trade this zone right now, but the bullish divergence did spark my eye for a second. But I took my mom to breakfast, so I was busy for the moment. But that bullish divergence got me excited. Told me we could get a bit of a move to the upside, and they're talking pretty, you know, pretty bullishly in my mind. Like the way she's kind of, I don't know, pushing the Fed around a little bit during that meeting, kind of gave some people some, I think, some other thoughts and some other ideas inside their head. Might be propelling the market to feel a little freer. You know what I mean? The way she was talking, because like they don't have complete control anymore. It's kind of the way the markets are calling it. So that's an interesting concept, something to think about as we move forward into the next few months, into the summer. Shout out to everybody here. 534 people on the live stream, 208 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Yes, if you wanted to, we could watch that European thing, but it's pretty boring. I'll be honest. Not much.
Bearing another major shock, but that's our
recommendation. They're all pretty washed up at this point. Anyway, so we got the break, but we can't get above resistance. We got to get back. We got to see bigger moves to the upside here for Bitcoin. Let's see if we can get a flag here on the 1 minute time frame. If the 1 minute can flag on out, we can get ourselves a continuation pattern here to the upside. Trade that 1 minute, and the 15 minute could continue. All right, so that's one thing I would be looking at, the small ball there, looking for a consolidation for the 1 minute to go sideways. Wait for the 21-day moving average to touch action, and there could be some more movement to the upside to scalp out of this 15-minute run. 1 hour candle is oversold, ready to rock. Says we could easily break out and possibly get to the target of this cup and handle Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. Yeah, baby, and there it is. There it is, done like it always has been. So here's the deal. Bitcoin's got to continue to move up. Would I open up a long right now? Maybe. If the 1 minute shows me a flag and it looks pretty bullish, I believe the long could be a good 1 minute long, and then we could ride the 1 hour for the rest of the day to the upside. We might get a big breakout for Bitcoin Possible chance we get to 31,400 by the end of the day. It's a very good possibility. Let's look at our 4-hour time frame. 4 hours also breaking back to the upside, looking pretty bullish. When the 1 hour and the 4 hour are both low, pushing to the upside, many times in my life, I've seen a pretty nice move flipping. Also, the 22 hour showing signs of being kind of done here and getting a flip to the upside. The daily staying a little high, which is interesting. It's like the daily has to come back. At one point, the daily is coming down, or this is coming up. Like, they're going to meet somewhere in the middle, in my humble opinion. The 21-day moving average and the daily price action are going to meet somewhere here at about 29,008, 29K. But let's watch the smaller time frame, see what they do. Right now, you pretty bullish on the 12, 4 hour, and the 1 hour time frame. And we had bullish divergence on the 15-minute. So all was there for a bit of a push. But 15-minute could roll over here and we don't get above the resistance. We have to get above supportive resistance. I don't care what your oscillators say. I don't know how many green dots and whatever you got going on, blood diamonds, all that nonsense. It's not nonsense, but, indicators, whatever you got going on. At the end of the day, set your supportive resistance. Those things do not change. It doesn't matter what indicator somebody's using. Those do not change. Those are order blocks. Those are areas where people like to sell because they've seen previous sells in that zone. And that's kind of exactly what support and resistance really is at the end of the day. Look left to see where the liquidity may have lived. Big dogs want to scare us out the market any way that we can. Don't sell your Bitcoin to Fidelity and BlackRock. Jake Baker, it means you know your customer. You have to start putting in your personal information. Yeah, know your customer. Too slow for my ADD and HD. Let's get it. Shout out to Cassandra Regalado. We love you, Cassandra. Thank you for being here. She looks like a Skeletor. Shout out to Jamie Zeno. We love you. Thank you for being with me, man, every day. The weekly has legs to go. The weekly has legs too. Amen. I like what you're saying. So this divergence could be sharp. This could be the divergence we were waiting for a bigger push to the upside. I do like the breakout of the falling wedge, clear breakout. Let's just get that flag that I'm talking about on this 1 minute, and we could continue to the upside. So we've looked at all the kind of major big boy ideas here. Last big boy ideas were well above the 200 SMA on the weekly. I kept telling you I was bullish if we stay above it. I was bearish if we stayed below it. We got back below it only after holding out 2 weeks below it, really 1.5 weeks. Look at that bullish cross on the weekly. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. This suggests a big move is coming for Bitcoin. And I'll tell you, we could take this whole poll, pause, right? But you could take the whole poll. You could take it. So I had this. I just. You should. I'm sorry, man. 42,000. I just had to do it. Like Simon, who just looked at me funny, was like, "Yo, man, you ain't talking to me, are you?" Oh my gosh. But we got 40. Just take the whole poll, boys and girls. Pause that, Sammy. You guys are funny in the chats, man. You guys are funny in the chats. How do we get those smiley faces going up on the side like that and the loves? I like that. I want more of that. Let's get the love going. Justin, let's get it going. Stack McChange, man. I love you, brother. What is Bitcoin dominance at? We'll take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Don't not worry. Does anyone have a towel, my man? Just because you dance on a pole, man. You guys are silly. Shout out to the hearts and the smiley faces. We love you. Ian, God bless you, man. That's why I'm late to the stream today. You're becoming my favorite YouTube streamer for crypto. Up there with BCB, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to Zeth Buchanan. Hey, man. I'll try to win. I'm going to win you over. Whoever's watching right now, if you just started watching, I'm going to win you over. You're eventually going to be like, wow, I like this guy more than I thought. I thought he was just like a regular YouTuber I was watching, but I realized he was like my buddy. I missed this dude. You know what I mean? Don't worry about KuCoin KYC. It's happening. It's news. It is what it is. We'll figure it out. We're going to get through it. We get through it every single time. We'll get through it again like I do every single time, baby. Lifer is the GOAT. Millennial Live, you're the GOAT. Justin Cashmore with the Dibby Dabs. You guys taught me what Dibby Dabbing was. I didn't even know until like a year ago. After Hours Investing, we love you, man. I will Zoom with you. I've just been so busy, man. A lot has been coming up in my life. Frankie, Jason, and Crypto Lifer are the best. Shout out to Hannah King in the game. Panda Vibes. Yo, Panda. Panda. KYC easiest 1, 2, 3. What's that about KuCoin? Top 3 in no order. Lifer, Mitch Ray, and Tom Crown. Amen. Sam getting a cup in handy. You guys are ridiculous. No worries, bro. We will get there. Amen. You're already the champ, man. Shout out to Joseph Webb, man. We love you. Thank you. Broads in Atlanta, man. You're funny. Like, wet like Terps. Yes. Sam's on another level, man. Love you, Lifer. Thanks, Bellico. So no threat to being able to trade, correct? No, we should be fine. We should be fine. We should be fine. Unless you live in New York City, you're probably going to have an issue. New York City's the worst. So the weekly looks good to me. Like it's going to continue to the upside. Like easy peasy lemon squeezy. Like open up a long when you're above the 200 SMA and let it ride, baby. Let it ride. Just breathe, baby. Breathe. 4-day looks good. 5-day chart looks good. Like they all got legs. Look at the 5-day ready to rock. 7-day just getting started. 8-day ready to move. Daily is the one that kind of we have to be a little wary of. However, look, the daily was curving here. And look what it did. It moved up. It's in a very similar area, like right there, curving. And look, it had a little bit of challenge, but it consistently moved up in the long run. So we could see something like that. It's not all bearish. And the 22-hour getting ready to flip with a bullish golden cross coming. I like that. I like it a lot. So that's exciting. The 4-hour getting a bit of a flip. The 1-hour looking bullish. I mean, I see a lot of bullish sentiment here for Bitcoin. And it's also Wednesday, one of the best days to trade, in my humble opinion. Like I'll tell you, Thursday or Monday, be careful. You'll hear me say it all the time. You know what I mean? Panda, 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 panda. I'm waiting on Atlanta altcoin season, but rooting for Bitcoin. My man. Atlanta in Canada, KuCoin is now max leverage to 5x if no KYC. I'm at everyone all at once at Organic Auto Screen Garden. I am everyone all at once. I love it. Shout out to Hannah King of the game. Shout out to After Hours. Shout out to Organic Autos Green. My man in the house. Organic Autos Garden. My man with the green name. Panda, 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 panda. He goes, guess we have to move from NYC ASAP. Oh, it's the worst. I got out of NYC and it changed my whole crypto life. Like I was able to access so many more exchanges, do so many different things. It was like getting out of jail. Just started my daily 6-mile run with you. Shout out to Kristen Y. We love you every single time. 6 miles. She does it with the lifer. We love you. Keep running. Keep running. I'm with you. I'm with you. You can feel it. I'm in your head. I'm in your head. Here you go. Jog it out. Jog it out. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Breathe. Breathe. Remember, breathe from the deep from the diaphragm. Breathe from the diaphragm. That's where you jam, right? Yes. Breathe from within. Get it going. Yes. Yes. Oh, quick. Do you have a little water jug with you? Is it one of those little patch? Get the patch out. Little sip. Little sip. Just a little sip. You don't want those air bubbles. Just a little sip. Keep it going. Keep it going. Let's go, Kristen. We're with you. 6 miles, baby. You can do it. We love you. People are going to show up right now like, what is going on? I didn't come here for this. That Lifer workout channel. Lifer to be going out after your show for a good MTB ride. Mountain bike? That sounds like a mountain bike ride. I think that's what you're saying. All in one stop shop. Amen. Amen. So here's the deal. Bitcoin pulling back after that nice little run up. Looks like the 1 minute isn't going to be. Yeah, but there it is. I mean, this could be our 1 minute flag. This could be the one. This could be the one that does the damage. This really could be it here. Get a nice move out of this pump to the upside. Very oversold on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute. Very oversold. You see, the other time frames have love. 15 minute, a little high now, right? Getting into that overbought region, but doesn't mean it can't get one more little pump up to the upside. Can we get the love, baby? Can we get the love? And where would I open up a trade if I wanted to take it? You know where I would open up a trade. Each and every one of you do know the deal. Number one, I would join the trading group so you can see what trades we're taking, what we're doing, what we're thinking. It's not a signals group. I want to say that. But what it is everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm going over, what I'm talking about. If I see a new coin, if I'm making a move on my long-term portfolio, you're going to know about it. All right. Every single week at the weekly screen share, we deep dive and go over coins that I'm looking at. You're going to know about it. All right. And so it doesn't matter kind of what's happening. We're going to keep you privy to the information. We're going to show you what's going down. And we have so much to offer you. We have a token metric section in my trading group too. Not joining the trading group, I believe, will do yourself a disservice. You'll learn so much. You'll meet so many beautiful people and you'll nail it. Join the trading group right there, Discord. Hit the MEXC link to go to MEXC Global. You'll absolutely love MEXC. 0 spot maker and taker fees. It will be the place to be for you. All right. I might even take this long right now on the 1 minute. I'm thinking of taking this long. I'm thinking of it, but soon the opportunity is going to pass me by if I can't make it happen in time. So let's see here. Might even be, and I might have to, I'm going to end the stream just a little early, like 15 minutes, like 11:45 today. Just so you know, you can get your kind of cards aligned here. Find out what you're doing. I'm just signing into MEXC right now because I wasn't signed in earlier. I apologize for that. How dare I not be signed in? I should have it attached to my inner neuro brain. I should have like a chip in my brain. MEXC, chip me. Anyway, that long, I'd be up already in on that long, right? We could get this flag to the upside on the 1 minute time frame. It could be nice. Very risky though. I'm feeling kind of the volume's a little funky right now. But this is why I like MEXC. 0 spot, maker, and taker fees. It's real. You would think it's not real. I would be like, that's not real. I don't believe that. But it really is. And you can dollar cost average buy into things that you like. Grab up projects that are on the low right now and no one's paying attention. Like for instance, I always go into the spot area here. I see what I got cooking, right? In the wallet. I got 3,000 in the wallet. Always I always got cash, baby. You notice that, right? Always got the cash. Sam Price, always got that money, baby. Let's take a look here. What do I like? See, I like my wild bag. I haven't added to that in a while. 250 to wild, right? And you just don't really have to think about it too much. It's just a little bit. 337 at 37.4. And I just gobble up a little bit of wild. $400 worth of wild, 370. And I buy some wild. I just keep adding to the bags of coins that I personally like, right? AGIX is at a really good buying opportunity in my humble opinion right now. Good to balance off some of my bigger buys too. So I grab like $500 more of AGIX, right? Throw that into the till at 22,935. I'll cancel it. I really like making sure these orders get filled just while I'm here. So I buy some AGIX, okay? I think Bitcoin's in a pretty interesting spot right now, right? I buy a little more BTC, just a little bit, not a lot, $500, right? Just gobble up some Bitcoin. Just keep adding at these levels. You know, I personally think anything over 30K is a little overbought. I don't think that's the best price, honestly. I was buying way more at bigger prices, you know. And then last but not least, I think GFAL is a little high at this moment. Let's see. What else? What do you guys think I should DCA into? You guys should build a position with me. Unfortunately, I have to trust MEXC as it is the only futures option for USA. Fees are low too. Got to try that night mode on MEXC. I like night mode. Everyone's always about their night mode, right? There you go. Kuji, Sam. People like Kuji. People like POGAI, Glimmer. I don't have any Kuji. I haven't started building any Kuji bags recently. That's an interesting idea, right? After my stroke in 2020, I couldn't walk 10 feet. Now I walk 3 miles twice a day with the pups. I want to run again soon. PB was 19 miles, 5K before. Amazing, man. I'm so happy that you got back into action. Batman couldn't get darker than me. Always night mode. Shout out to Stack McChange in the house. Stack, we love you, man. Thank you for all your hard work. Shout out to all the elite. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Stack. Shout out to David Kendall. Shout out to all the elite traders, man. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for everything that you do. It means the world to me. In BlackRock, we keep our faith. Bitcoin to 60K. Amen. How about HODL USDT at MEXC? Hold. I don't never heard of it. Love you, Sam. Can you speak with MEXC about stop losses? Well, they're going to be implemented soon they're going to be implementing soon with 3 commas. So they're going to be able to trade MEXC on 3 commas. So there you go, right? There you go. And we got the news for you coming up. Don't worry, at about 11:15, 11:20, we'll hit you with the news a little earlier than normal to keep you privy with the information that you need, okay? So good thing I didn't open up that short. I wanted it. Something told me to wait it out. Wait it out just a wee bit here. Moving averages just a little far apart. Want to get them a little tighter. Tight like a toiga. So look, you can say that we broke out here of this level and we're retesting this level. The retest could be a nice positional buy, right? If we break back down in here, you're falling to the bottom of the pattern, right? But if you can stay above here, little scalp here on the 1 minute time frame, right? We can make it fun too. ALTRADY, baby. Did I say 3 commas? ALTRADY. ALTRADY, man. ALTRADY. ALTRADY is the place to be. I apologize for that. Got a lot of my mom. My mom's going to this like neurological appointment. But ALTRADY is the place to be. Look at the features ALTRADY has. Number 1. I have a link in the description. I work closely with ALTRADY. I've interviewed the CEO. I've sat with the CEO multiple times. They've changed things that I like wanted personally to be made for the site. They've actually changed it to make it easier to use. They've added a few things that I thought would be great. So, and they keep adding more and more partners, and they continue to do it. And you just gotta love them. I mean, I think ALTRADY is the best place to be. They have a 14-day free trial, number 1. So you can start to use it right away. They have so many resources. They have a crypto-based scanner, a crypto quick scanner, notified when coins are delisted, Crypto Academy. I mean, they got so much here for you. Free paper trading forever. Practice trading with no risk and no time limit. Free forever paper trading plan is the perfect way to sharpen your skills and boost your confidence. After the 14-day, you have unlimited access to the free paper trading plan. So you can continue to freely paper trade, which is a really smart idea. Beginner traders, advanced, and institutional investors. It has everything you need. I'm telling you right now, you'll absolutely love it. And they're continuing to grow. And look, they just signed up MEXC. So we're going to do some type of promotion there with a MEXC idea with, with ALTRADY. So I'm super excited for that. Get down. And so that's how you're going to be able to use stop losses on MEXC now with ALTRADY. It's going to be great. Grab an API, do a connection, and you're going to be ready to rock. Okay. So Bitcoin's slipping. That's why I watched the 1 minute time frame. It's going to give you some key insight. Now, if you didn't see the 1 minute, you would just be able to see a candle going up and down. You wouldn't really be able to see what's happening inside the candle. Right now, we're retesting this top. We're retesting right now this trend line, this diagonal trend line, for sure. That's what we're doing at 30,300. We're very oversold. You would expect a bounce here. You would expect an aggressive bounce here to the upside, technically, off the retest. But it's very high risk. Very high risk. Okay. What platform would you trade Bitcoin consistently? MEXC. MEXC. Now we need to rewire the subconscious for ALTRADY. LOL. Time to long. I'm firing it with a stop loss. I believe it's a good time to long. Tom DeLong. You know Tom DeLong? So it would be something like this. This would be the long. We would long this retest. Just try to get a 30,648. Nice little pumpage. Stop loss below the 200 SMA, right? Could even be a little lower, somewhere at like 30,200, and see what happens, right? So stop loss 30,200, take profit at 30,650. And here we go. It is Wednesday, by the way. So, and look, we'd already be a little up in the bounce. Something's telling me that we're not getting the move. You know, I can't explain it as a trader. It's just like 7 minutes saying that we're about to dump on you. I don't like to do that. But it is a retest. See that? It's definitely coming back down for the retest on the 7. 15 minutes also getting overbought, telling you that it's likely to come back down again. It's like a fake out, breakout. Wants to break back inside the pattern. Just get people excited. 1 hour still wants to jam, and the 4 hour still wants to jam. So I pull the trigger is the question. Now I sit and think for a second. You know, there's some hidden bullish divergence. As this swings up while that swings down, that tells me we should get a move to the upside. If I take a mini fib from here, 786 retracement. If it breaks back inside the pattern, it's bearish and you're going down anyway. So it's like, I'd rather get stopped out inside there as it is. This is the weekly support too right here. You know? So we flip to the 1 minute on the futures trade. Coming down for the support and resistance flip. It's a little high. I'm going for the 650. $30,000, like 198. 190 could be the stop. And then you calculate your risk. At 27x leverage, if I put the whole kit and caboodle in, right? I want to get out of 30,658. I want to be getting stop loss at 30,194. I'm going to risk 120 to gain 340. It's all right. It's almost a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. It should be a 3-to-1 though if I do it right. So this should be a 190. Oh yeah, because the risk. No, yeah, that should be okay. It's 674. All right. So 124 to gain 359. That's about exactly a 3-to-1. Lose 11% to gain. You know. Now the account's only got about $1,100 in it, so losing $100 would be devastating, right? And what's the liquidation level? So you hit long. What you want to do is you hit this here, and you make sure you want to hit order confirmation window and click on that. Okay. So now when I open this, I'm gonna get a window. My liquidation level would be 29,313, which would be pretty good. We'd be pretty far away. Margin use would be 1,100. All right, isolated at 27x leverage, and we're sitting above that $300 range. I either lose $100 or I make 359. I'd like, it's kind of like, I'd rather lose like $60 to gain $200. You know what I mean? That makes more sense to me. I like that. Now the trade's ripping now. I'm missing out on it as it rips to the upside. I'm going to attempt to open along at the 340. No, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to chase this a little bit. We are getting the bounce so far. Will I get the order to kick in? My buy-in is at 349, and we're ripping to 359 right now, 360. We're on a small time frame with a quick move. Doesn't it feel like you're always chasing? You know? Back to 60. And it's all about the risk. See, that's weird. It was 60 to gain 200. That's what I thought before. 90 to gain 164. What changed? 190, 36.74. Man, this thing is ripping in my face. I already would have made a lot of money already. Not a lot, but I would have been up pretty nicely up on the trade. All right, so I caught the order. So I'm going to attempt to long this little mini. I mean, I missed the breakout. I mean, messing around with price action. But that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see this bounce to the upside. This is what we were looking for. That could have been the trade right there, in and out. You know what I mean? And at like 289. Eid Mubarak to everyone. It is Eid. Not much money will be coming from the Middle East. Today is Eid, man. I remember I had to get my daughter a present. My wife was like, you got to get her a present for Eid today. Happy Eid to everyone out there. God bless each and every one of you for coming on into the live. Dang 1 minute chart. But so far we're in the money now, and that's a 1% gain right there. I mean, that's nice. Up $8 already. I'll take it. I'll take every win we can get here. Continue to grind. All right, let's get into the chart. So when do you raise the stop loss? Whenever I'm up like $20-30 possibly on that trade. What's an EDD? I don't know. There'll be more trades. I have to remind myself all the time. There's always another trade. I'm from the Middle East, from Oman, watching you. Eid Mubarak, my brother. Salam alaikum, Eid Mubarak. Alhamdulillahi, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being here. Shout out to all my people. Shout out to everybody here. If you believe in God, shout out to you. If you don't believe in God, we still love you. You don't have to be a certain way. We just want you to know that you're loved and we care about you. Okay? We believe you're a beautiful piece of beauty made by God, right? And that's all we want you to understand and know about. MNET getting the massive move to the upside. I mean, on a wick, it went up just in some scary mode. 96% gains for MNET on a wick. Still holding pretty nice gains, though, even if you didn't catch the wick, of about 32%, which is beautiful. Every time I trade MNET, it tends to pay off. I don't know why. MNET is just it's a good little coin that does the right thing. Always seems to come through for me. MNET, baby, MNET. That's why I like MNET. You might like MNET too. MNET. And yeah, man. Massive move. And it was just a descending triangle that was just getting tight. Look at that. Wasn't even that well drawn. It just kind of threw it up there. Then it retested and it bounced to the upside. Wow, we got that money right now. 400. Wow, I'm really good at getting 3%. I'm telling you right now. I'm really good at nailing 3%. Right? I'm really good at nailing 3%. It just happens a lot here. 264. I'd even take that trade and call it a day. You know what I mean? 3% every time and call it a day. And just snatch 3%, snatch 3%, snatch 3%. Just continue to grow the account. You have to remember how big the leverage is and how high risk the move is. It's extremely high risk. In a second, it can all disappear. Yeah, that's why every time you're up leverage trading, just consider yourself lucky, or not lucky, but, you know, plan it out and then take the gains. Like, look at that. We're back to 3 beans. We just had $20 in the hand. Like that. Like that. You know what I mean? That's another part of leverage trading. It's like almost easier not to look at it if you want to make bigger gains, you know? TENET. I like TENET. Shout out to my man bringing up TENET. Let's talk about TENET. TENET is a new coin that's starting to get a lot of buzz. And I'm telling you right now, I always know when I'm gravitating towards that high-tech good idea, TENET's got that. You know, look, it had the Adam and Eve double bottom. It broke out, and now it's doing the flag after the Adam and Eve. I've seen this many times break to the upside. Many, many times. So it's got a cup and handle vibe in a way. You see that? It's retesting that previous resistance here where it came up twice, bouncing, and it's very oversold in the 1 hour. I'd be looking for TENET for a possible nice little move to the upside here. I'd watch TENET closely, and if Bitcoin can go sideways or continue that little rally, I mean, it would just add a little more euphoria to the market, get a little pump for the other more bullish sentiment and setups, and we could get TENET just doing damage, right? So I like what TENET is doing. I would watch TENET for a possible 1 hour scalp. Shout out to my man bringing up TENET. My man, who said that? Hassan Kamal. God bless you, Hassan. Thank you so much for being a part of the stream, kicking it with each and every one of us every single day on the live. Shout out to the 518 strong lifers going for the gusto, baby, all the way to the top. 590 concurrent viewers, 289 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's go, baby. Let's stay focused. Let's stay motivated. Let's get ready to rumble, baby. I know you can do it. I know I could do it. Together, we could do it every single day. And this is just that's an SR flip on the stochastic on the support of resistance with a beautiful falling wedge, and you got moving averages like the 50 getting hit right there as a nice kind of stop area for a bounce too. Let's take a look at our baby Squad, and I kept talking about Squad. Squad continued to the upside. Look at the mood for Squad after I put it out not too long ago. Now it's up 41% for Squad. Bang, bang, bang. Squad doing damage off of that 706 area. That oh-so-known area that I like to talk about, and Squad. Remember when he put up Squad back there? Man, we played this thing once there for him up, and then there again. Squad doing damage. I remember I found this coin like a week and a half ago. I was like, this thing is interesting. Squad just doing numbers up 41% off of the 706 area. Bounce back to the upside. Squad, one of the bigger gainers of the day. Euler, another big gainer, but MNET, man, and Squad, two coins that I look at a lot and go over. I think I super chatted these. Someone super chatted, or I went over them on the live stream, even in the last couple days, right? And look at that. Now I'm down 33 bucks that fast. Look how fast things can change. Look at that. And that's another reason why streaming and doing this sometimes don't mix. Like, I need to stay on this or stay on streaming. It's not that easy to trade in live stream, because I really, if I'm trading and I'm sitting there, I might have seen me go down to $7 and just close the trade. I didn't even get a chance to pay attention because I'm looking at all these other things, but it is what it is. Can you check Algorand dropping real bad? Dude, Algo, I get bad. I don't get good vibes from Algo. I can't explain it. Just like when trading leverage, it's like you set the trade and immediately walk away, then check back every so often. Amen. Thanks, man. Love it every time you do. Shout out for me. Shout out to Hassan Kamal. We love you. We shouted you out again then. Hassan, come on, my man. Salam alaikum. God bless you, brother. Add more to your position. Algo is dead, man. Algo ain't dead, but I mean, it's definitely like, it's like a, you got to hold it for 3 years and believe in it, or don't touch it. It's not something you want to even consider to swing trade or handle or dabble on. Like, it's just, you don't want to deal with it. FTT token, you know, as the revival of them coming back got this buzz, and it did create a bit of a pump there, up 53% out the falling wedge. FTT. And it's like, it's funny, I was looking at FTT, and even though I'm not like, you know, a fan of what happened, I don't even like thinking about it too much. I put this trade out on 624 on the 4-hour time frame to the trading group, and this thing banged to the upside. So look, I'm just showing you the falling wedge, up 25% gains, possibly back to about 127, 130 area. It was very aggressively turning on the 4-hour time frame, and this is what it looked like right here just a few days ago. And I love these before and afters. There's your before. What I do is I put something here on the screen, and then I try to make it look exactly the same. But there's your before, and there is your, drum roll please, after. Before, after. And you can see that it did not hit a stop loss. That was the exact moment to get into that trade. And then this thing is up 56% gains. Sean, you know what to do. Shano, you know what to do. Shout out to E. Check POGAI. POGAI just continues to pump. All in on FTT. Sam still holding support on the VWAP. 32.97. If lost, we will go lower. Thank you, man. Could you peek at Filecoin for a quick second? Send in TA Super Chat, man. Shout out to my team. Shout out to my elite if you did hit TENET. And if my elite, if you ever hit a coin that I don't pay attention to, please forgive me. I don't have the chance to look at every single thing in the group. I try to look at as many comments as I can. I try to help as many people as I can. I try to look at everything that's going on. But may God bless everybody, man. Shout out to All Legs, No Torso. I just want to spotlight her today. She is a I believe a paramedic for the fire department, and she might even just be a fireman who's inside. I don't know. You know, I don't want to say anything I don't know, right? But what I do know is you can see her right here, sitting there with a smartwatch, you know, and she's saving people's lives every day. And she's an amazing trader in my trading group. She does an amazing job helping others. She always stays positive. She's never about that knick-knack, you know. She's just all about the love, man, and she helps out everyone in the group. She does an amazing job. Super happy. Shout out to my man, Little Dutchy there. L Dutchy 74 for the 116% gain on Pepe. Nice move, man. Nice move. Shout out to the 158% gain there. My gains are still way off. Wow. Interesting. I'm not doing 120x for sure. Too fast. Move coming. Hope you fix that issue. Get your money back. Wow. We got to find out if that's really, if it's, we got to figure, I got to like wrap my head around it. But shout out to All Legs, No Torso. Just want to say God bless you and we love you. You're a great contribution to the group. And when you're around, I'm really, really happy that you're there. Thank you so much for everything you do. You make it fun. Patty Whack. All Legs, No Body. My Dade County sister. My man. Shout out to Stack McChange, man. 125x, it made 150%. All Legs gets it in all day long, man. Who here knows All Legs, No Torso in the trading group? Who here knows her? That's another thing. One of the few trading groups with actual women in it. Like, not trying to be rude, but like a lot of these trading groups are just like, you know, a bunch of dudes behind their computers. This is like a vibrant group of people from all around the world, you know, because I had a twin sister, man. So I have that feminine vibe, man. I can connect to my feminine side. I'm not afraid. And I can connect to all walks of life and all types of people. And I love the type of people in my trading group. I just love them. God bless, man, each and every one of you. She's the GOAT. Yes, she is. Any TA on BCH you could give us? I have to take a look at that because it's been doing something interesting recently, and I definitely want to talk about it. Okay. We're bouncing back. I must be down, back up $2. Just let it ride, right? Just let it ride. Just let it ride. The 1 hour does look good, so we just need to make sure these smaller time frames play. Women are less emotional than us men. Best traders. Shout out to Bombo, man. Can you please look at Bond for me? Send in a super chat, please, for TAs and deep dives. I really greatly appreciate it. I'm looking at SUIPAD because whenever these get tight and the 200 is the outlier, you get this pump up to the 200 SA, the 200 SMA. You also get this gap in the VRVP. I'll be looking at this closely. Just kind of keep it on your radar. Write it down. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but just something to think about. All right. Origin Trail, which has been a hot coin, TRAC recently. Again, a lot of coins are in this falling wedge ready to break to the upside. I'm watching all of them. This has cup and handle vibes going on right now. We could even get more gains possibly out of this if it can continue. I wouldn't be surprised if it pumped all the way up to that next, that bounce area. And then it's got a gap in the VRVP, which says it could probably even get all the way back up here to 36.95. I mean, look at that huge gap we've got going on. Interesting. Shoulder, head, kind of a right shoulder too in a way. This thing could make some gains. And there's some previous resistance that it's tussling with, and it's bouncing off the possible 200 SMA. Now, if it continues to fall, it'll fall all the way back down to 20 cents. It's not guaranteed to hold here, but it's definitely got some interesting ideas, and I see this on there's 60 of all the coins, 70% have this idea. Welcome to Exclusive Lifer, man. Shout out to my man who just became a member, Boosted Frequency. And now you have this cool, and we're going to do a member stream. Maybe even tonight. I keep saying I'm going to do one. I will do one in the next week. I promise I will do a member stream. So I just made a promise. I don't break them. All I have is my word. I don't break them for nobody. Amen. The POC is the red line on the VRVP. All right. If you ever see me right, get above the POC. I'm talking about the red line here on the VRVP. That's a very important area that we want to look at and pay attention to. Okay. Let's take a look at the dollar index. Let's take a look at what's happening throughout the globe. I want to look at Bitcoin Cash. Let's look back at Bitcoin as well. So much to do every single day here. You can see how the time just flies by. All right. That's why we didn't need Christine Lagarde and them running their mouth. Are they still running their mouth? They still think people want to hear that? All right, and we're out.
Economists in the room, because here is the future. And the future is those...
Whoever we handpicked to be in the W Economic Forum that we kind of just... You're the future, but not you. We don't want you involved. But you come on in. Yo, Justin Trudeau, come on into the little young leaders of the world. Me, you're such a... Yo, man. Klaus Schwab thinks he can handpick and mold where the earth is going. That dude can get lost, man. Straight up. We're on to that dude. Everybody knows his game, man. Last time I donated, my car was not updated, so now it's done. 20 plus interest. You look so sharp. I love the black on the dark brown. God bless you, man. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it. And God bless you. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you for the awesome donation. We greatly appreciate that super chat. $25, and you became a member today for Boosted Frequency. God bless you, lover. Young bootlickers, man. I love this guy. Who's OD Pro from? Yo, you're funny, man. Freaking bootlickers, man. Brown nosing, man, right? Tap Finance, XTP. XTP is interesting. We went over it back in the day. I remember making an article, a video about that too, kind of talking about that, breaking it down. Nailed this trade to the upside for FTT. Sorry it had to be FTT, but it was what it was. It is what it is, right? Trade now down $5. You can see we're spinning and winning all over the place. We'll see what happens later on in the day. I'll be watching that while I got to drive in a little while into downtown Boston. Got to get to the hospital. Then we'll go through her neurological appointment, and then we're gonna continue to move. So what happened here? There's a falling wedge, broke up a little bit. Oh yeah, so the 1 hour still's got legs. It's like a falling wedge that broke out, and it still has room to move to the upside. That's okay. That's okay. Let me get back to my 1 minute and see what the 1 minute's doing. So far, and then you got to be able to. That's another thing about trading the smaller time frames. You have to be versatile. You can't just sit and stick. Like you got to be able to make a move. So you want this thing to kind of spin down but stay fresh. What I mean by that is you want this to kind of come on down, make a move, but still kind of stay inside like a bullish pattern here. 30,890 would be the target, a bigger target too. So we're still looking pretty nice. So far, so good. And we're hanging above 30,300, that weekly support. So I like what we're doing. So far, so good. No affiliation with these assets. We just want the percentage, lifers. Shout out to my man Stack McChange in the house. God bless you. Right on. Klaus Schwab is a clown. Amen. Shout out to Justin Cashmore in the house. Justin Cashmore would put Klaus Schwab in a XLM daily. Shout out to all my lovers of life, man. Shout out to the green crew, the blue crew, the gray crew. Shout out to everyone here. Shout out to any color crew you're in. We love you. Except for the Crips and the Block. Even if you're in those, I mean, as long as you ain't shooting my crew, man. Schwab and his whole little elitist crew are the enemies of the people. Unfortunately, just shows how money buys people out and pushes the agenda that they have. I know. Pinkies up. Pinkies up, baby. Pinkies up, right? Pretty cool to be trading on live with you. I got in before you. Shout out to Getting Wicked Over. God bless you, brother. See what happens. Can you handle it, though? That's the thing. Can you handle it? Can you handle the fire? This looks like we're going to win this trade, but you never know. You never know. We technically already were up. I could have closed the trade live and called it a day. Up 3.5%, you know. Mellow Yellow crew. Shout out to the Mellow Yellow BioMex fellow. Yo, the Tex-Mex BioMex. Yo, Bill, for some reason, Crypto Billy got such a kick out of that. I don't know why. I think because he knows you longer or whatever, but he was like, that's staying. Tex-Mex BioMex, man. The BioMex. Oh, man, I love you, brother. Every time you come around, man, I remember that night. I remember playing pool with you. 2 days later, my dad would pass. So, like, you have this, one of the biggest moments of my life. You're kind of part of it in a weird way. You know? Something real spiritual about the night we met and the way you kind of looked deep in my eyes and you were like, you're a good man. He's like, it's good to meet good people out here. Like, I was like, you too, man. Like, and, man, I'm telling you what, everyone, you put your life on the line online, people get to know you online. If you're real, if you're the same person every day, if you play games and no one will ever get, because you never know yourself. But if you're true to yourself and you're really out there and you just be yourself as much as humanly possible, some people are going to hate on you. Some people are going to like you. It is what it is. Right? Not everyone's going to like everything about you, but Justin, man, I love you, man. I can see you put that dude in the headlock. He's like, yo, Justin's a bull, man. Justin's a bull, bro. He's like, yo, he's rock solid, bro. He's running through you. He's running into you. He's running through you. TA and POGAI, please. Interested to see what you think. I got to take a look at POGAI since you're talking so much about it. All right. We should be in the money now, right? Back at break even on the trade. A bean. A bean is a bean is a bean is a dream. And you can trade MEXC, futures on MEXC. Look, and if I want to raise the stop loss, I just grab this and raise it up. I can just push it right there without even saying a word. It makes it nice and easy. Keep raising it, and then get out of the trade. Or, you know, bring yourself into take profit, into break even. Get out of the trade. You know what I mean? So I really like the ease of use. I like the liquidity. There's always in and out liquidity. Never like waiting for my order to get filled. And as long as I'm limiting in and out, I'm not paying any fees. If you believe that. Maybe a funding fee, but nothing else. So, and if you're trading spot, there's no fees at all. I even just showed you coins that I was accumulating on spot. Like I made actual buys in front of you. To this day, everyone's going to see, oh, he did make 10 wild buys at $300 in front of me. He eventually amassed $3,000 or maybe $4,000 worth of wild, and then when wild did a 20x, oh, that's how he made $80,000 off of $4,000. Oh, and he did it in 2 years, and he did it on multiple different things, and then he took like $100,000 and turned it into a couple mil, and he did it right in front of you, but you were just like thinking where, because he didn't give you the trade right away. He didn't give you a trade signal. You know what I mean? Me, he. I guess I'm talking in the he person, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm doing these things in front of you every day, but you're not. Some people aren't paying attention. They're not seeing that I'm doing it in front of them. On top of giving you live calls every day, on top of showing you what I'm getting into long term, on top of finding new coins like GFAL on the low and doubling up on it. I mean, come on. Like, what else can we do for you? This went up 103% gains. This thing making bacon on the beach, baby. You know what I mean? Getting it in. And look at this 4 hour now getting oversold, touching the 21. This could consolidate. This could sideways consolidate. This would be the best case scenario. We do some type of sideways consolidation. This thing could gear up for another massive move to the upside. Even if it doesn't and it decides to make a pullback, fine. And it gets to that 618, which I think is a bit of a stretch. I think this one might even just pop off the 0.5, but we'll see. Only time will tell. I would actually change this from this impulse. Yes, yes, yes. And so that 618 would be higher, something like this. So either coming down to this bounce, going sideways. Either way, I see this thing continuing to the upside and making bacon on the beach. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing is almost 3 cents somewhere by late July. You know what I mean? So, again, you may have heard it here first. Look at this thing on a complete uptrend. Unbelievable. From its very beginning, already up 3x. We got in at 1x already. When I first started, I heard about it, started jumping in at about a penny. This thing is doing damage, right? So, do you want to see my MEXC portfolio and every single coin I have on MEXC? I know you would. Why don't you sign up for the trading group so you can get that information? I know you want to see more. I know you want more. Jump on in today. And my man already nailed TENET, see? He took it for 42% gains. It looks like a stack McChange chart. I believe that was stack. He had the breakout, called the fallen wedge with the move to the upside. Almost even got, it may even continue up there. And that's just 2 quick days to make 42% on TENET. Shout out to Stack McChange in the house. God bless you, man. Thank you. Shout out to Sean, man. God bless Sean, too. And there's 2 Seans in my. There's 2 Seans. I just want to make it clear. I have Sean, he's my personal assistant. He's my number 1 assistant. Like, that's Sean. You know, me and him work closely together every single day, getting a bunch of things done. He works with the team. And then there's Sean, also the elite trader in my trading group. So I don't know if I'm ever like saying one thing, and I don't want to get confused or anything, but. And God bless all my elites. Everything you do for the trading group. I'm asleep. I'm traveling. I can't be there every single day. I am there every day, but I can't be there every single minute of every single day. I'm a human being, and I just appreciate any time you throw down, any time you look at a chart, any time you give back to the trading group. To me, it's an amazing feeling. So thank you. Bolt USDT took a move. Euler was on my radar actually this morning. Funny, I didn't call it out. I was looking at it and I was like, hey, it's pumping. Funny, Euler. MNET, another favorite coin. And it's sad that CFX ain't getting that love. You know, people kind of speculated on it a little bit because of the Hong Kong news. Thought CFX could get that love, right? Could it get the move? It's in the flag, though, that every coin is in. See, like, I'm telling you right now, there's like 700 coins that all have this falling wedge on the 4-hour time frame. They all want to break out to the upside. And they very well may, you know. It's like telling me there's going to be this alt explosion. I don't see it in the cards per se. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance is about to get overbought on the 4-hour time frame and slightly going somewhat sideways. Sideways is better than anything right now at this point. But I mean, it is now bullishly consolidating. If you can see this, something like this, it would be great if it could make some type of falling wedge. Like, even if it's just somewhat more narrow like that, and, you know, let the 21 and the 200 get more close together again, pull back, and let these altcoins get a little bit of a run. If Bitcoin could go sideways, Bitcoin dominance can pull back. These altcoins can get, I'm not talking altcoin season. Don't get me started. It's not altcoin season by any means. It's just a little relief rally, something to give them a little bit of love, a little bit of action to the good side, to the upside, you know. Let's take a look at the shorts just for a second. If we look at the shorts, it just kind of gives us an idea of what we may not be paying attention to. Like, even though I'm long all over the place, I want to take a look at the shorts and see what the shorts are doing. It's funny, to me, the shorts are overbought in falling wedges, rising wedges, and like they're bear flags that could break further to the downside. So, and you're getting very overbought on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, fine. Maybe the daily wants to pump back up in the shorts, but we got to get through the 4-hour first. 4 hours don't look too good. Interesting. So around the board, a lot of shorts looking pretty whack, like, you know, in bear flags. Rising wedge bear flags, see? That could break further down. So I'd be wary, man. I am liking these flags on all these other on all the smaller coins. Let's look at total 3, the entire market cap. That should be in a falling wedge flag, some type of flag. It is in a flag. And it's very similar to the flag we're seeing on all these alts. Similar flag. If this flag can stay, Oh my gosh. And if we can just get total 3 above the 200 SMA, see this? And this is why I have this little yellow line like this. If we can flip above this yellow line, use it as a retest, make a flag. That's just what happened to Bitcoin recently. Bitcoin got back above the 200 SMA and it was gone. Look, I'll show you. Yes, this looks like we could get in the money now. A little bit of a breakout here. We could pinch it again and say it's still inside the chart though. But to me, it's looking, I mean, it's getting closer and closer to a breakout. We're in the money again now, right? Now we're back up 2.3%. If anyone knows, you just hit this little arrow. And then if you get ShareX, you can just hit Control Print Screen, grab it, right? Should grab it without the referral code if you could be respectful in the trading group. And then if you wanted to post it to the trading group, like you just wanted to show your amazing gain of 2%, you know, you could just hit Control, Copy, Paste, and then boom, right? And there you go, right? That's hilarious. That can be done if it's done right, you know. Well, there we go, back up 22, 3.5. That's the highest the trade ever was, right? Back at that one peak right there. So we'll see, but so far so good for the trade. And that's how you make a 3.6% gain. All right. Nice and easy. Always use 1% of the portfolio. You know, always use a stop loss. Have the take profit and the stop loss in the same place. Okay. You could raise the stop loss to break even every single time, but you know, that'd be kind of, that works if you just constantly do it and you're at your desk all day long. And again, futures trading is hard work. All right. I do a little bit of both. I do future trading, spot trading, swing trading, and I'm always building a long-term bag for things that I really, 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 really want a big bag of. All right. Like Casper's on my radar. I switch back to spot and see how I'm on spot. I'm on spot. I'm on futures. I'm doing it all here on MEXC. I'm doing it all. I'm accumulating long-term, right? I grabbed a little bit of Bitcoin in front of y'all today. You saw me grab some BTC. All right. My wild didn't get filled all the way there at 37.49. So I'll cancel that order, send that 370 back. I like when my DCAs just get filled so they don't get left forgotten. It should have got filled by now though. I just overpay. We'll see. A little scan on the order book there. And I really like Casper, which is KAS. No, that's not Casper. CSPR, sorry. About to say. Cashaw is interesting. I'll give it to you, but. And I own about $3,000 of this coin, right? And I just buy a little more. I just like the projects that I believe in, that I've bought, that I've met the people behind, that I'm, you know, I buy a little bit more. All right. Caspa, beautiful project. It's a little high right now, but doesn't mean I can't add to the bag a little bit just because I like the project. So it's a little high, but I'll add like $200. You see? Buy a little more Caspa. And I still got $1,200 I'm going to keep for, you know, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about my DCAs. Every couple of days, every time that refills, I'm going to think about where I want to allocate the funds. All right. And what I want to do. As you saw, I added some Bitcoin. Okay. Always buying a little bit of BTC. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as financial advice. But you can only imagine if you keep buying $500, $1,000, 5,000, 500. Imagine how much Bitcoin you end up with 20, 30 Bitcoins. You're like, how did I even do it? You don't even know how you did it. You did it little by little. Next thing you know, you had something for yourself, right? Wow, we got massive gains now, 5% gains. To me, that's substantial. And to make $30 off of $600 in literally less than an hour, and if you do that 10 times today, because you can scalp the 1 minute many times, maybe 20 times today, till 1 in the morning tonight, you can make some serious gains, right? You can turn that into $300, $400, $500 a day. That's pretty good. And all you need to know is how to just trade these angles. Now, at the end of the day, we're making moves to the upside. You want to look at the bigger time frame too as well. You want to look at your 15. Very overbought. Says that this run is probably going to cool off for a bit. 1 hour getting started though, and 1 hour could continue to push this. I've seen 1 hour candles just continue to move while the smaller time frames play games, and that's a breakout. So technically, we should get all the way to the measured move to the upside. I know it's messy right now because I have the smaller 1 hour thing going on, and that's why I do multiple charts. Like I'll have a chart on KuCoin, I'll have a chart on this, just so I don't have to do all that. You know what I mean? So I can kind of see it really, really clear. But shout out to anyone that took the guts to jump into the trade with us today. You would have made some gains, all right? And you'd be up, a nice 5%, depending on how much leverage you used. And this was 27x again, but I've been getting more and more comfortable using more and more leverage. Just be careful with your leverage. You can always use 1x leverage. You could trade spot almost the same way. You see? Shout out to the 500 beautiful people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. God bless you all. 330 likes. Let's get the likes to the watchers. Why do I always have to ask so much? For crying out loud. No. And today I'm going to finally do it. I think I'm going to finally do it. I'm going to download that right one from you, Jamie. And I'll download it to the right place. And I'm going to actually import it. I don't think I can import it, though, without you guys seeing it. I have to do it tomorrow. But tomorrow. I have it now. Then I'll be somewhere else tomorrow. That's funny. Anyway, that brings me to the news, everyone. Let's jump on into the news. Let's see what's happening in the news today. It's a bunch of news, actually. Some of it is actually pertaining to us immediately, too. So, and I'll be right back, everyone, with the news. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Samuel James Price, and every single day I do a 3 to 5 minute news segment to give you the news as fast as humanly possible, give you the big things that are happening in the market that you need to pay attention to that could sway the minds of men. Let's take a look at what's happening right now. Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy now holds over $4.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. The firm bought over 12,000 Bitcoin for $340 million in the last 2 months. Michael Saylor's strategy, MSTR, bought 12,333 Bitcoin for $340 million in cash between April 29th and June 27th, the company said on Wednesday. The most recent purchase, MicroStrategy now holds 152,000, look at 333 Bitcoin, worth over $4.6 billion at current prices. The company, which was founded by crypto billionaire Michael Saylor, is one of the largest holders of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy also said it sold some 333.7 million of its shares as per a previously disclosed share sale agreement. And that's an interesting way to cash out on Bitcoin without selling Bitcoin. How interesting is that? They raise value of their stock price by buying Bitcoin with the company. Then if they need cash, they can actually sell their shares and not sell Bitcoin. Oh my God, what a genius, man. What a genius. In May, the firm had booked a smaller than expected write-down for the first quarter on its Bitcoin holdings. Shares of the firm were down 1% at 321 during pre-market trading, mirroring Bitcoin, which was down over 1% at 30,288. But dude, that's a big deal. And they're up 100% year to date. MicroStrategy is doing damage. Michael Saylor coming through. And I'm telling you right now, people may have laughed and all that fun stuff. He's getting liquidated. I never thought for once that man would ever get liquidated. I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Crypto custody firm Ledger introduces institutional trading network. The network has a range of partner firms, including Crypto.com, Bitstamp, Huobi, Wintermute, and Komae Inu. Ledger, best known for its cryptocurrency hardware storage devices, is targeting institutions with an open enterprise-grade trading platform designed to meet their risk management and regulatory requirements. The Ledger Enterprise Trade Link Network, announced Wednesday, has signed up a number of crypto exchange and broker partners, including Crypto.com, Bitstamp, Huobi, Uphold, Sex.io, Wintermute, Coinsquare, Endax, Damex, Bitazi, Flowdesk, and uHolder. In the wake of events like last year's bankruptcy of FTX, firms are looking for transparency and alternatives to have assets held on vertically integrated crypto exchanges. There's also concerns over how market infrastructure will pan out in light of the recent lawsuits from U.S. regulators over Binance and, Coinbase. So that's also kind of something in the cards that we got to kind of talk about and keep going on. This is good, though. This connects custodians and OTC brokers and exchanges. It means that you can trade without having funds on the exchange, so it removes that exchange risk. At interviews. Looking forward, there's going to be a lot more regulation around potentially being able to distribute your risk, so that aligning fund managers and multiple custodial partners will definitely be a big plus. Ledger's enterprise network is open to multiple custodian partners such as Komai Unu, I don't know what that is, a Nomaru-backed group of which Ledger is a member, Tetra Trust, Etana, Crypto Garage, Damex, and Cryptodian. But this is good. This is what we need, because we need institutions to be able to onboard easily without, getting whiff of regulatory framework that could kind of spoil the sauce. So this is super important that we're seeing this. I like what's going on here. Shout out to Ian Allison for writing this article on CoinDesk. I like what's going on in the crypto custody firm Ledger as they introduce this institutional grading network. As much you don't want all the big boys in here, you need the big boys in here if you want us to grow. It just is what it is. Crypto exchange KuCoin to introduce mandatory ID checks next month. As of July 15th, new customers will be required to complete identification checks to use the KuCoin services. Crypto exchange KuCoin said it will introduce mandatory Know Your Customer checks next month. Starting July 15th, new customers, it says new, does that mean existing though? Will be required to complete a KYC process to start using KuCoin services, the exchange said. Exiting customers who do not complete KYC will not be able to trade or make deposits. Crypto exchanges have been met with criticism from perceived lax KYC checks, with regulators saying that they help fuel fraud, money laundering, and terrorist financing. KuCoin, which had over 27 million users as of 2022, is one of the world's largest crypto exchanges with 24-hour trading volume of $531 million, according to data. This is going to affect a little bit. I'll go into it. We'll see what happens. It's funny. Binance users in China elsewhere evade KYC controls with the help of angels. Some Binance employees and volunteers shared tips on forging bank documents, falsifying addresses, or hiding the country of origin to secure a Binance debit card, CNBC reported. Oh my gosh. Some Binance employees and trained volunteers are helping users in China and other countries evade Binance's Know Your Customer controls. CNBC reported Wednesday, citing Chinese language messages from Binance-controlled Discord server and Telegram. The messages group participants called Angels shared techniques such as forging bank documents, falsifying addresses, and hiding the country of origin to allow users to bypass controls to obtain a Binance debit card. The message group participants called Angels shared techniques such as all these different interesting. China banned crypto exchanges in 2017 and cryptocurrencies altogether in 2021. A Binance spokesperson told Binance employees are explicitly forbidden from jesting or supporting users in circumventing their local laws. Yeah. Don't do this. Don't do this. It's just a news story. Make sure you don't do that. But this is big news. KuCoin, wanting to exist in the framework, seeing the crunch, is starting to make a move. And it was only a matter of time. It's been a nice 5-year ride. 6-year ride for me, 2017, for KuCoin. So it's only a matter of time. Things were going to change in the industry. Okay. Still holding about a $17 gain, 2.9% on the run. We will see what happens with the Bitcoin move. All right. What I like about this is it's respecting trend, getting tighter in the zone. You see this? That is a nice pattern right there. And we're already up because we entered early, and this is starting to form nicely. The 1 hour is still in our favor, and this is why we use the smaller time frames to figure out how to enter a bigger move. Understood? I hope you learned a lot today. I have to leave a little earlier than normal. I hope you had a blast. Let me look at all the super chats. Let's bring back the music for a second here. And let's just have fun. Remember, if you're not enjoying your life, something's wrong. If you don't realize this is a blessing every single moment you're in it, something's wrong. If you're not taking advantage of every single second you have, something's wrong. If you're not breathing in the fresh air and realizing how special it is, something's wrong. If you're not spreading your love with all the people around you any given moment during the day, saying hi. If you're at a restaurant, people should know you at that restaurant. The staff should smile at you. You should have connections, right? You know what I mean? To me, it's important to connect to everybody around you. Staying connected gives you a purpose, makes you feel valuable, and just, a friendly smile, friendly face. Like today, I went with my mom, and there's a waiter at this place called Gender, nicest guy in the world, and just super nice, man. Always has such a good vibe, like knows exactly how to treat you. And he's like, hey, Seme. And my mom's like, oh, everybody knows you over here, you know? And it made me realize, yeah, because where I go, I make connections. I don't just sit, you know? I say hi. I put in that effort, you know? And it goes a long way. And I love it. I do it here on the channel with each and every one of you. You do it with me. That's why the lifers are a different breed of people. That's why the trading group's a different breed of people. That's why we have different. That's why the trading group's just different. You know what I mean? In my humble opinion. Ooh, POGAI, baby. Let's take a look at POGAI for my team here. So total market cap for all the altcoins, we want to see it flip that 200 SMA. We get that. That's all we need for a little bit of a relief rally. Get that Bitcoin dominance to slide sideways or downwards a little bit. And man, we can get a little bit of alt movement here. And they could recover some of those losses that they've had recently. Sam, on the 4-hour Bitcoin, we form a triangle. Shout out to Armin Habits. We love you, Armin. Justin Cashmore. Justin, tell us the #1 rule of life. Coinbase stock, any thoughts? Got in at 60. Is it still a hold? Let's take a look at that. Shout out to my man, Greg. We love you, Greg. And I'm going to make you a moderator, Greg, just so you don't have to do anything. But I'm just going to make you a mod. Let's see how you look in blue, baby. Shout out to my man, Greg. God bless you, Greg. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at coin in a second. We got to look at coin, and we got to look at... I mean, I saw it in this inverted head and shoulder that was supposed to break to the upside. I saw this falling wedge that was supposed to break to the upside. What did it do? It did break to the upside, right? We were looking at it earlier about 52.92. This thing ripped all the way to 72. However, let's take a look. Let's take a deeper dive, and let's take a look at this. Let's start at our weekly chart. Let's really, really break this down and have some fun, all right? I love when someone that I really care about is looking at something too. Again, this is not financial advice. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But I may give you some insight or something that you may not have seen before that may just kind of help you get the education you need to figure out your next idea, right? So again, shoulder, head, definitely that's an inverted head and shoulder to me that wants to break to the upside. What I'm looking for is swing down to swing down and swing up to swing up. I want a weekly bullish divergence. If I can get a weekly bullish divergence, it's a very rare signal. If I can get it, there's a high likelihood that that is going to be our bottom, which is 30. And that our next higher low is going to be the stop. Like, we're not going to go much lower than that. And then we're going to continue to move to the upside, right? So we're looking here now on the RSI. And you can see the RSI swing to the upside while this price action swung down. That's how I called the bottom for Bitcoin. And so far, it's been solid at that 15.8 level. So to me, I call a bottom right there on Coinbase stock at $30. Getting at 50 is pretty dang close to the bottom, if you ask me. Giving yourself exposure. I personally would have maybe grabbed up some MicroStrategy. But at the same time, I get the idea to buy this stock at the low. It gives you the exposure without having to have, cryptocurrency exposure. So I see the motivation behind the move, right? Again, this is also like kind of forming what I call a bit of a symmetrical triangle, which I say broke out. It definitely broke out of the channel to the upside, right? So you got a symmetrical triangle. Measured move should take us further up. And then if you have a smooth move down, like whenever you got that sell-off due to the, just kind of regulatory scare, that's always a good time to buy. Whenever there's like a bunch of news that creates fear, really, really good time in my humble opinion. So I could see this easily moving back up to 162 not too long from now. You know what I mean? Bitcoin bounces hard right now. It goes back to 42,000, anything associated with crypto. Also, did you watch any of the NBA games? Coinbase, throughout the entire NBA playoffs, I think they even bought a slot throughout the entire regular time. There was always a little, and again, Greg, you do not have to show up to the blue meetings and do super chats. I just want to make that clear because everyone in the blue crew actually forms a bit of a move. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring you into the fold, man, and make you feel at home. But, so the 1 week is just getting ready to pump too. Look at it turning on the stochastics. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD is a really good sign. You had falling volume with falling price. You want a reversal. So that's all good, right? Like that bottom looks really nice. We have the shoulder head and the inverted head and shoulder too. So there's a lot going for this. We have our major resistance at 98 and we have another major resistance here at 75. We get above 75, or what is it, 76, we're easily going to move back up to 98. We breach 98 and get to the 100. We easily move back up to 160. That move to 160 is going to be a lot faster than people realize. It may take some time, obviously, like it may take till September or something, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's definitely a breakout. It's got legs on the weekly. Let's move to our 3-day chart. Our 3-day chart still has room to go up too. It is reaching the dotted line, but that's usually when it just gets started. And I could see a big move coming. Still see kind of the shoulder, head, shoulder complex inverted in a way to me. And again, that measured move takes you to 141, and then right above you, you got that 159 resistance. So that doesn't look too bad. And the daily getting a little overbought, right? Headed to that, but I still see a possible pump coming or a retest of this trend line. Now, we've broken out before and gotten back inside the pattern. We don't want to do that. We want to stay outside of this trend line. So it's super important that we stay above this trend line here. Let's take a look at our 4-hour time frame. 4 hours very overbought as well. So to me, let's take a look at our 1 hour. 1 hour is very overbought. So I would think that the price would, what the charts are conveying to me is the price is going to stall out here. And we're going to do some type of sideways consolidation or a pullback. We could even draw a fib here for this level. I even like taking the fib from this impulse, this mini fib here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we came down to retest this 618 level. The best case scenario is that we go more sideways here and we form some type of more sideways bull flag. But either way, if this comes back down and retest 64, I'm thinking of getting in. Again, I'm pretty focused on putting my money into crypto, so I don't know if I'm going to diversify into coin. Then I have to get it. I have to get it out, and I'd rather maybe buy Caspa for another 2-year hold. But I would look into Caspa, man. But again, you do whatever makes you happy. I can't tell you what to do with your money. I'm just showing you what I like to do. But I would see this price action come to the 21. Either there or there if I was looking for another entry, and then boom, we start to get the bigger move up. But I do see a pullback coming somewhere to the $66, $65 region. It may stay above 70 if it goes sideways, and I'll keep this on watch. I just put a blue light here, a blue line, and add an alert on it. That'll tell me when that blue line gets crossed, and I'll get an alert on that section. I think we'll go back to the levels from last week, 24.25K for a clean double bottom on a local macro and blast off. Anything could happen, man. I try not to use the word I think, man. Super chats, POGAI, and then we're out of here for the day. And look, we made it all the way to 11:57. I didn't think we would. I can't believe we did. Pretty interesting. Poor guy, which is POGAI on MEXC Global. Obviously one of the greatest places to trade. And man, we were looking at it down here. Look at this. Oh man, and this thing just continued to move. Funny, John Thomas, I don't know where he is, but he was all over this. He was trading in my trading group for a week straight. Just seemed to love it. And again, rising wedges break up only 32% of the time, but when they break up parabolically. I want you to understand this concept here, because normally a rising wedge would break down, okay? But you have to understand, you start making that parabola. To me, you probably broke the parabola at this point. You see it? Once you break the parabola, probably coming back down a little bit. Yeah, that was it right there, kind of. But you definitely went on a bit of a parabolic run there for POGAI. Now, the 1 hour looks like it could jam up, but the 21 and the 200 are far apart. Remember that. Let's look at our daily. Our daily's very overbought. Very, very overbought. Okay. And you got tweezer tops, and you're really far away from the 21-day moving average. Same thing here on the 22. So I wouldn't touch this. I'd pull a fib, and I'd wait for this to get down to the 618. Patiently. It may take 5 or 6 days. Then you got yourself a giant cup and handle that could break to the upside on a massive level. It may not pull back this much, but I would trust this idea more than anything else. Love yourself and others. Number one rule of life. Crypto is life. Shout out to Justin Cashmore, man. We love you, brother. Love yourself and others, man. I have made ALTRADY 10K in the past week. Dude, my man's jamming on it. Help other people in the trading group. Show us your love, man. Show us what you're doing. Up 21,000% on it. Now short. Soulful Ginger printed 21,000% on POGAI move. Dude, shout out to you for getting it in. That's insane. Are you in the trading group, man? That's awesome. That's awesome. Anyway, that's the nutshell for Bitcoin in a nutshell. We opened up a live trade. We made gains in front of you. 3.5%. Can't complain about that. Most people, if you made 3.5% a day, they consider you a pro trader doing really, really well. So, love your TA. Hope you'll be able to join your 99 soon. Shout out to Miguel Paz. Jump on in, man. Called it at the Golden Pocket. Was insanity. Shout out to Soulful Ginger, man. Unbelievable move for you. You're getting me excited with this talk. doing damage. We're still watching this 1 minute. Looks like it's definitely going to break out of this, what looks like a bull pennant to me now. It's got ascending triangle vase, but it's a bull pennant. We could see a move breaking to the upside. Shout out to everyone here. I love you. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on into the live, and I'm going to see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. I traveled all night last night, got home, woke up this morning, built my studio real quick. I'm going to have to break some things down right now and get ready to leave. So I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I thank you for being here, and I'll catch you on the next live stream.